On a VA deal right now, you're probably looking at, instead of paying a 7% rate, you're like a 6.5.
No, there's definitely a 5 in front of it.
There's a 5 in front of it.
Without a doubt.
I think that real estate is hyper local. That's number one. So I saw this when we had the real estate crash, or, back in 2008, 2009. What was happening in one market was not the same as what was happening in another market. But if we're specifically talking about Sacramento County, Yolo County, Placer County, right, the Tri-County area, California, politics or not, I just do not see home prices going down.
When I speak with them, they know the market because they're pretty seasoned investors. And they said what I normally say to other people, that this is the opportunity before stuff gets a little bit crazy, before the interest rates drop. They want to beat that rush instead of being one of the negotiators on properties in the middle of when rates drop.
This is just a market where the movement that you're seeing is like absolute need to do this. Not we want to do this. It's like, man, we just had our second or third child. We've completely outgrown this house. We have no other option but to do an upgrade or a divorce or a relocation. Man, Legacy Lounge. Sometimes people want to talk.
We have incredible guests here.
What's up, brother?
The definition of the Legacy Lounge is the stuff that he's putting together. He's a great community leader. His story is amazing.
Good to see you, Rene.
Hey, man. It's good to be back, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You know what? I'm doing phenomenal.
I heard you're getting over being sick.
I think everyone's getting over being sick.
Man, I was sick for like 6 weeks straight. So
you had that pH.
Man, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it P? How do you spell pneumonia?
Not pH.
You had that PN.
Oh boy.
But anyways, it really is good to see you. Mm-hmm. And you got, let's see, Lex is officially out of the house.
She's out of the house, and it's still weird. I talked to her. I think I've only missed talking to her one day. But, yeah, that was an experience getting her down to college. So, but I'm happy for her. She just took a job interview, and she's getting a job. It's like an after-school type program. Do you know, what would you guess the pay is on being able to coach kids after school as well as on weekends doing different sports? What would you think? This is Irvine.
$20 an hour.
25.
Jeez.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I didn't go to college. I did one semester at Sac City, mm-hmm. And then I'm like, no, this isn't for me. But when you were in college, your first year, how old were you?
18.
18. Okay. At what point did you get a part-time job?
We weren't allowed to work when playing basketball. Like, it wasn't even allowed because at that point that was a NCAA violation. Like, that would be a way to be able to pay people if you said you had a job. So and our coaches, it wouldn't fly. So I didn't start working. I had summer jobs, worked on houses. I was remodeling, doing some stuff. So that was fun. I learned a lot. But it was basketball and basketball only the whole time.
Nice. So it's a lot going on right now. I would say just real estate outlook
it's
update.
A crazy time in the market right now, man.
Let's
be real. I know it's some weird stuff going on. So it's crazy.
Yeah. From my side of things, it's been slower than I wish it would. It's been slower. I'll leave it at that.
It was a slow summer for sure.
Yeah. So I thought that by this time of the year we would be cranking, but the overall feel is there's a lot of uncertainty still. There's a lot of people that are on the fence, a lot of buyers on the fence, a lot of sellers on the fence. And kind of like what you and I were chatting about the last time that we got to hang out was this is just a market where the movement that you're seeing is like absolute need to do this. Not we want to do this. It's like, man, we just had our second or third child. We've completely outgrown this house. We have no other option but to do an upgrade or a divorce or a relocation. Why don't you kind of touch on that?
You're right about that. Although I'm seeing a few people slip into the cracks here, and they realize the opportunity that's available. So, for example, great friend Matt Sorrow, one of his investors who normally goes through commercial financing. They're buying a four unit property, and it's just to add to their portfolio. We're in contract. We're going, and when I speak with them, they know the market because they're pretty seasoned investors. And they said what I normally say to other people, that this is the opportunity before stuff gets a little bit crazy, before the interest rates drop. They want to beat that rush instead of being one of the negotiators on properties in the middle of when rates drop.
So that's very unique. And by the way, shout out to the gift that keeps on giving, Matthew, the Italian Sorrow, because that's my guy.
I love that guy.
And he's one of the best. I mean, if I have a referral for commercial real estate, he's always going to be the guy that I point things to.
He's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
And when it comes to multi-unit, don't go anywhere else.
Yeah. So this is unique because I had no clue about this. So is Matt representing this investor
Yes.
on this fourplex?
Yep.
Where is the fourplex at?
I can't remember.
Okay.
We ordered the appraisal, but I got a bunch going. So
yeah. I'm guessing probably Sacramento, but
I believe so.
Okay.
I just don't remember.
Why would they reach out to a conventional lender like yourself and not because generally speaking, from at least my knowledge, a lot of those folks buying multifamily, they're buying like option arms. Is that no?
No, not it. So here's the thing.
7-1 arms, 10-1 arms, no?
Yeah. I mean, but an adjustable rate, they a lot of times, and that's what commercial has. But just get this. They reached out. He did an introduction. It wasn't you need to use my guy, but he said just price it out and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They are putting a decent chunk down, but at 6.99% on a 30-year fix on an investment property, the origination is like a 0.1. Like it's basically par.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get a number with the 6 in front of it with residential financing that doesn't have to adjust. It's not one of those commercial loans that adjust. And obviously the offer can go in and close much quicker. Commercial is always slow, right? That's what it's built for. This still is a residential property because it has 4 units. A seller of that may not even want to wait for a commercial lender. But the reality is, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure they went with me because the pricing was better than what they've been using commercial-wise because it's 6.99 at basically par.
Wow. I'm glad to hear that there's still some activity out there in the multi-unit, sector of properties. That's really, really refreshing to hear.
Yep.
I think just to segue into that, a market that I'm constantly keeping my eyes on is what's going on in Midtown, downtown. And it kind of feels a little bit like a bloodbath. Like a lot of properties are just sitting and sitting and sitting, especially a lot of these multifamily. So that is probably where the opportunities are. I mean, I bet for the really, really serious, savvy investor that's looking to pick up like a triplex or a fourplex, man, they probably have some really, really good options right now, properties that have just been sitting on the market for a long time.
I guarantee there's some options there, but how do you think that the state workers not being mandated to go in affects that market? Obviously, if you're supposed to be going in all the time,
okay,
more renters are going to be looking for that. Has it affected the rental market in that area? So that in turn has made it a little bit more difficult for the owners of the multi-unit down there? Just asking. I don't know the answer to that.
My gut is I don't think that there's probably a link of those two.
Okay.
Like I hear what you're saying
Mhm.
for sure, and that's a
Mhm.
thing. But I think I don't know. We're just assuming that some of these state workers are living and occupying, a one bedroom, one bath part of a fourplex in the midtown downtown area.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I just know it's obviously affecting the restaurants around, like the
Hmm.
lunch places, like
Yeah.
it's been catastrophic for that. I just got to think there's some sort of ripple effect on here. I also have to think there's not a lot of places where multi units are being listed all over the place, right? Like
Right.
if your investment is doing good for you, why would you even sell right now?
So that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know that this is just kind of like if I were to have a prediction of why I think that there's a bloodbath right
Mm-hmm.
now in Midtown,
Mm-hmm.
this would be my answer.
Okay.
We saw a huge influx of buyers coming to the grid around, like, we really started seeing it starting around like 2017, 2018 was what, like, kind of like the start of it,
Yep.
right? And then it just came in like wildfire right after COVID hit.
Yep.
And the big reason for that obviously is because you got a lot of folks from like the Bay Area, for example, that were like, I'm working from home. I don't have to go in. So why don't I just
Yep.
purchase a property in Sacramento and get way more bang for my buck? You saw a lot of that. You saw a lot of people from Southern California, all that, right? But then, and I hate to go back to this because it's just like this is all we talk about nowadays is interest rates, right?
Yep.
Then the interest rates spiked up
Yeah.
to 7%.
Yeah.
And I think when that happened, that really caused everything to kind of just stop.
Yep.
Um, when I listed my property, my Midtown property for sale, it took about 30 days and I did get an offer, and my property is kind of treated like a triplex.
Mm-hmm.
I got an offer and the buyer was doing a 1031 exchange, selling a property in the Bay Area. Their primary residence is in Davis,
Mm-hmm.
and essentially they just wanted to get a property that was closer to them to manage.
Yep.
We were in escrow and they just got cold feet and
Yeah.
they backed out. I ended up taking the property off of the market, but in talking to, like, back to our buddy Matt Sorrow, I was like, dude, at the time I listed my property, there was like somewhere between 40 to 50 multifamily properties
That's crazy.
for sale at that time in the Midtown downtown area. That is a lot.
Yeah.
Matt had told me that a big reason for that was a lot of those commercial loans were coming due. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But my gut is, why is there such a bloodbath? Because I truly believe that there's just not that many buyers out there looking to purchase in that particular area.
Yeah.
And the ones that want something extremely specific.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
An agent that I used to work with, shout out to Chad Tallick.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of like the few agents that, again, I'm constantly looking every single day. I'm looking what's on the market in the Midtown downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
And he listed a property that was fully remodeled. I mean, like new construction type of a property, just single family residence. Like, I want to say just over 3,000 square feet, but wasn't a property that you could rent out a portion, which is something that's pretty common in the Midtown downtown area. Man, he sold that thing in under 10 days, just quickly. And I believe he sold it at list price. So for very specific properties like that, I don't know if I had mentioned this to you, but one of the agents on Kendra's team to set a record
Did hear
in Land Park.
Did hear
She
that.
sold don't quote me on this, but I believe the listing sold for somewhere between $3.1 or $3.2 million. So the highest sold property in Land Park history. On top of that, it sold for $600,000 above list price. So I just like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around stuff like that.
Man.
But really, what I think it is, what it's just all going to come down to is there are buyers out there with money, but they're looking for an extremely specific product. And just another example too, because this is like just like market data, but Sam Allen, who is the co-owner of this complex that we're at here with our studio, very successful brokerage, grounded real estate, and he flips homes as well from time to time. Man, he just finished a project. I'm super picky with homes that I see that are flipped. It's probably this project that he did. It's like on 14th and T Street. Probably one of the nicest flips I've ever seen. And it's been sitting on the market now for almost 4 months. He's gone through 2 price reductions. He hit the market, I want to say, at 1.25. And they've done price reductions that have totaled about $100,000.
Wow.
I think about in Sacramento County alone, in the month of July, I want to say 62% of properties went through at least one price reduction before they went pending. So, yeah, man, there's opportunities out there for buyers that are looking. I got a referral from my mom because she's getting to a point in her career where she's just like, Chris, I only want to take listings. So I'm officially at this point now where like, if I get a buyer, I'm just going to refer them to you. So she referred me. This is
you're a new buyer's agent. Look at you, man. Full circle, man.
It's 2005 again. It's 2005, and I'm like, Mom, I'll take anything right now. I will drive to Nebraska if it meant helping somebody buy or sell a home. Because you know how it is, man. Like we thoroughly enjoy working, and this doesn't even feel like, to me, real estate never even feels like work. My problem is just like, if I just have too much standstill, stillness, it drives me crazy. But anyways, she referred me a buyer that I'm going to be talking to tomorrow, a veteran that's looking to purchase a home up to $400,000. So not like a huge, that's not a big purchase price, but is looking in the Citrus Heights Antelope Foothill Farms area. And so I'm like, all right, let me just do a little search real quick. I found like 7 or 8 properties that have all been sitting on the market for like 20, 30 days. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a very good specific example of a buyer that's going to reap the benefits.
No doubt.
Of purchasing a home in this market.
No doubt.
Because he's going to be able to get out there. Number one, and you know just as well, like, how amazing are VA loans?
The best. Hands down.
What are some of like the snapshots of why VA loans are good?
100% financing, no mortgage insurance, even though you're not putting any money down. But the rates are at or below FHA financing. So that means it's at least a half a point better than conventional financing with no mortgage insurance. And it's also, you can go up to a higher debt to income ratio than other loans. It doesn't have a max where conventional is 50%. FHA, we can get up to like 55, maybe 56%. I've gotten approval on VAs at like 70%.
Debt to income ratio?
Yes. It's all about how much money is left over. 70% when you make a ton of money still leaves you a lot of money to live on is what they're thinking.
Got it.
So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Great program.
So I'm guessing, not to hold you to it, but like on a VA deal right now, you're probably looking at, instead of paying a 7% rate, you're like a 6.5%?
No, there's definitely a 5 in front of it.
There's a 5 in front of it.
Without a doubt. I'm pretty sure we're at, I know I just put a VA refinance in and a couple FHA ones. There's a refi incentive, so it's a little bit better priced on refis at 5.875%. So I believe it'll be 5.99 around there is what it would be for VA for a purchase.
Wow. And right now for standard conventional financing, are we hovering
Mid
around
sixes.
mid sixes?
Mid
Okay.
sixes. So things have come down, and I'll touch on rates soon.
Let's just do that right now. So what is your take on, we're right around 6.5. What's your take? Do you think that we'll see rates getting to the 5.9 range before the end of the year?
Before the end of the year, no. But rates are coming down. Aren't we excited about this? The Fed's going to meet on the 16th of September. I believe they're going to cut a quarter. I think it's guaranteed to be a quarter. Some people have projected that maybe it's going to be a half, but I believe it's going to be a quarter. The question is, are they going to cut one or two more times for the rest of the year? Now, I want people to not get as excited as this sounds, because the reality is interest rates have dropped. That's why you were still guessing conventional was around 7%. We're down in the mid sixes now. The thing is, on refinances, just like what happened last year in September, when they actually cut the interest rate, the rates got worse on our rate sheets. I know that sounds weird, but they got worse last year at this time. Everybody's anticipating the rates go down. That's why you've seen the rates go in the right direction. And our biggest, baddest lender, United Wholesale Mortgage, now has a refi incentive that's 90 basis points. So basically, a rate that normally would cost 1 point to get to now only costs 0.1 to get to, 90 basis points incentive. That incentive goes away as soon as the Fed actually cuts the interest rates. So refinances won't be as good. The Fed can cut it equivalent to 90 basis points and it'll be the same as today. It's usually not even going to be that much. But on purchases, you will see a slight betterment if it goes down a quarter. The issue is, if the Fed speaks that day and states that they only think it's going to be one more rate cut for the rest of the year, we'll probably have the interest rate go in the wrong direction. So everybody will hear the advertisement of, hey, rates have been cut today. But because of what they say, if it's not looking projection-wise, we might actually have worse rates on September 17th than we did on September 15th.
Crazy. So that's a lot to unpack. Now, this goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways. The play or the move, if you are a buyer listening to this and you're thinking about entering the market, is based on your prediction, is go into it with the expectation that you're going to have more negotiating power at this very moment. The reason being is what we all just covered. There's absolutely less competition. You're seeing, look what I said, about 62% of properties having price reductions. So if you're a buyer right now, get out into the marketplace, not only have less competition, but potentially write your offer and ask for a $10,000 to $15,000 credit for closing costs that you can use to either buy your rate down or just pay your closing costs.
Correct.
Probably makes more sense to use that money to just buy down to pay for all your closing costs.
Correct. I was going to see if you picked the right one out of that one. There you go.
And then go into it with the move that after you lock in a 6.5% interest rate, come next year, we'll call it 6 to 12 months from now, rates might drop to 5.75, 5.875. So that's almost like a full percent. You refi out of that, your payment drops $700, $800 a month. Now you're sitting pretty.
100%. If I was doing it right now, I actually wish I was in the buying market right now. This is when I would buy.
Yeah.
So, and just like you said, I would take every dollar that I can get from the seller and I'd put it towards all closing costs, not the buy down, and still come up with closing costs. I would, if you had 15K and closing costs was only 13K, I would use the extra 2K to buy down the interest rate a little bit. But I would basically buy my property with just my down payment and no closing costs, knowing that all I have to do is make 6 payments and then I can refi to where rates are going to go. Now, is our rates going to get down into the 5s by the end of the year? I said I don't believe so. But I believe 2026, we're going to see the rates lower than we've seen in a long, long time. So I would be absolutely banking on having a 5 in front of my rate by the middle of next year, towards this time next year. I would be banking on that. If you have an FHA or VA, We're talking about low fives.
Yeah, that's
That's
huge.
huge.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the I don't know the actor's name, but maybe is he the dude that was on Shark Tank? I'm not sure, but I posted something yesterday on my socials of it was really awesome just prediction on will we ever see interest rates in in the fours, and this gentleman was like, I don't think we're ever going to see it again. I kind of agree on that, and I think that people forget that the national average, when you look over the last 100 years, 120 years, is about an 8% interest rate. So we're still below what the average has been. I think for people that were lucky enough to get an interest rate that was between 2 to 4%, that's just kind of unheard of. That was just a wild.
It is, and I believe I don't think we're seeing twos again, but to get down, if it touches a 4, I do think it will get down there eventually. Normally, when something goes that far down, it means something crazy has happened in the market, and they have to. So, because we've seen what we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years, some crazy stuff, I bet you there's something crazy that happens that mandates it get down. But the other thing you got to think of, and the reason why I think it's possible, and you can go back to the historical stuff, but the historical stuff is a banking institution has to make a certain amount of money, right? And when the loan amounts were so much lower, it kind of required that to hit a certain threshold. The values and loan amounts continue to skyrocket.
Yeah.
And even at 4% or 4.5 or 4.99, the interest on that, because these loan amounts are so high, you're still making a good profit. So it's possible. Not sure if it's going to happen, but that's my justification on it. You still make good amount of interest because these loan amounts are triple what they were going on to that historical average.
Even from a nationwide standpoint?
Yes, everything is up because back then, let's say you had an 8% interest rate, but because the Midwest and everything, these were $50,000 loans.
Mm-hmm.
You would only make X amount of dollars of interest over that on that property. You make way more with those ones being now $300,000 to $400,000 loans instead of $50,000 loans at 4.99%. You make more.
Right.
So that's all that I'm saying.
Got it. I think one thing where I'm like going, that video that I referenced, that I reposted, I went in the comment section. This is fun.
It is.
Just to see what people are saying. And one of the comments that I saw pop up a lot consistently was, well, what needs to happen is home prices need to go down. That's what needs to happen. Home prices need to drop.
I wish.
And
not happening.
I just do not see it. I think that real estate is hyper local. That's number one. So I saw this when we had the real estate crash, or when we, back in 2008, 2009, what was happening in one market was not the same as what was happening in another market. But if we're specifically talking about Sacramento County, Yolo County, Placer County, right, the Tri-County area, California, politics or not, I just do not see home prices going down.
When we learned in Econ 1, when we were in school, what was one of the first things that they taught us about? Supply and demand.
I didn't paint it. Yeah,
I know. That's why I answered it for you. I didn't give you a chance to answer. You
I
saw I did that,
scared,
right?
man.
You saw
right when you said the word school.
I did that on purpose, and you didn't even take it. I was going to make it cool for everybody.
Yeah,
but supply and demand is where it is. Listen, we got some craziness going on. More people are being snatched off the streets and thrown out this country. We've never seen it. The demand and the amount of population is still going up.
Yeah.
Period. Supply and demand is still off. And the only reason why we're having this slowdown is because of the uncertainty of what's going on with interest rates high. But people do need homes, and that's why it's just not going to do that. It might have little spurts of dipping here and there, but it's always going to go up.
Yeah, I don't want to speak on, as a realtor of 20 years, this is my marketplace.
Yep.
Right? The Tri-County area
Mhm.
is my marketplace.
Mhm.
I recently disclosed a property representing buyers in Lake Tahoe,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it was one of the most enjoyable transactions I have had in a very long time. This incredible family that lives in San Francisco, husband's a neurologist, and um, wife is retired. They have 3 kids that are all like in their late 20s, early 30s. Sold an apartment complex in San Francisco, did a
Mhm.
1031 exchange, and they ended up purchasing a beautiful condo in Tahoma, which is on the west shore
Mhm.
of Lake Tahoe. And um, now they're going to have this beautiful vacation home
Mm.
that their family gets to enjoy. That 3 bedroom, 2 bath, about 1,400 square foot property. We closed escrow for 825.
Mhm.
The insurance, you're going to be paying a little bit more for insurance out there
Just a little
because
bit.
that's considered high risk,
Mhm.
right? So they have to have 2 different policies, and it totaled, I want to say, somewhere around $4,000 a year.
Mhm.
So, not crazy. They own a property in Sonoma, and their insurance policy on that property is about $17,000 a year, which is
Exactly.
wild. Um, but I just share that just to kind of get some fun little facts on what's it look like, Tahoe real estate. If you wanted to purchase a second home or a vacation home, well, you can get a really nice 3 bedroom condo in one of the best parts of that entire um, side of Lake Tahoe for under $1 million. Uh, the luxury with them was they paid cash,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um,
But
now,
viewers here, you see the twinkle in his eye talking about he's a Tahoe agent. If you need to
hey,
get up there, man, I haven't seen him. So, man, I love it, man. This is your Tahoe agent right here.
no, and
I love
I'll
it.
say this: if somebody called me and needed to, which this probably won't happen, needed to sell a property in Lake Tahoe, that's a different ballgame.
Yeah, understood.
I do belong. I pay money. You saw it. I belong to the Tahoe Association, which gives me access to all of the lock boxes in Lake Tahoe. I wasn't gonna take on a buyer
Mhm.
and like call listing agents and
Yeah,
say, "Do you have a combination box?"
yeah,
So I joined the association. I'm a board member, but it's just completely different when
it
when
is.
you have your listing agent hat on. If that ever came to me, I would most likely, contact one of the top 2 to 3 agents that I know, like, and trust in that Tahoe area. But I'm in Tahoe all the
And
time.
it's incredible to look at those
It
places, the
is.
areas. I'm with you,
It
man.
is. So from a buying standpoint, if anyone is looking to purchase a property out in that out in that neck of the woods, I'm all about it because, again, like Kendra and I, we take the kids there. I
Yep.
cycle there. I'm there in the summer. I'm definitely more out there in the summer than the winter, but I know the area like the back
Yep.
of my hand. So it
Yep.
just makes all the sense in the world.
Love
So,
it.
um, anyways, what else would you like to share based on? Are there any other escrows that you have going that you think that you want to shine some light on, or?
Well, I have a little bit of everything going on right now. We pulled an absolute miracle out of rabbit out of a hat with the closing. We had the purchase, but the ex had to come off of the house that the ex-husband was doing a refinance on. I sat there for 2.5 weeks trying to find out what's going on with the ex-husband stuff, and he ran into a roadblock, couldn't get it done. And if I would have had this guy from the beginning, this would have been smooth and easy, but it had a big hurdle when it came to it. He didn't file an extension on his taxes because IRS owed him money. Little known fact, IRS doesn't require you to file an extension when they owe you money. You can just file them anytime. That's the truth. Underwriters don't care about that. You have to file your extension for an underwriter.
Hmm.
So, because of that, we had to file taxes. We had to stamp them. We didn't have to wait till I got around it having to hit the IRS system. But there was just a lot of juggling, and we, in the ninth hour, on the strength of my team, were able to pull that out, which allows us. He signed today. She signs tomorrow on the purchase. We have to wait till the 3-day rescission. So they will close Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So that was an absolute miracle. And it just goes to show you the other lender had him in FHA, which made his payment higher, and to jump through all kind of hoops. You got to get somebody that's really going to do the best thing for you and instruct you the right way. So that's a crazy, crazy experience when it comes to that. I have a few purchases going, but right now is the refi, the tip of the refi iceberg. And because our biggest lender is giving rates that won't be available until the cut happens a month from now, it's the opening. And the sooner you do it now, 6 payments later, you can do it again. But we do refinances differently. We don't roll any fees into it. You're not paying for title. You're not paying for escrow. You're not paying for underwriting fee. You could be at or lower than what your current balance is when structured the right way. So that means you don't have to time the market perfectly. You refinance and ride the wave down all the way as it continues to go down without having to roll fees into it. And so we have some happy clientele right now.
I would imagine, like, for you as a lender, would you say that there's a lot less emotion doing refis than when you're doing purchase loans?
They're definitely way easier. A lot of the times we need a little bit more value to get rid of mortgage insurance if they only put 5 or 10% down. So that's where the stress comes from. But FHA and VA, they have a streamlined version of it. No income docs, no appraisal needed. It's one of the easiest things under the sun. But when it comes to conventional, if we don't get an appraisal waiver, we still got to jump through those hoops, and we still have to have income. Now, one thing that I hadn't done before, have you heard of or had anybody around talk to you about virtual closings?
Virtual, that sounds so familiar.
Not meeting with a notary in person.
Well, then I don't get it.
Okay, so this is a new thing for us right now. Our borrowers, I just had somebody sign last night. And this will be great for people that are in multiple areas, but we get to the closing table, we draw documents. They get sent a link to the documents. They open the link just like any other DocuSign that you would sign at the beginning of doing a refinance or any kind of purchase. You can electronically sign everything that doesn't need a notary. You get to the end of it, you click the continue button. It brings you to the stuff that a notary will sign so you can review it beforehand. Click continue one more time, and the next available notary, which normally takes about 15 seconds, jumps on the Zoom with you. It scans the front and the back of your ID. The notary then walks you through the electronic signing. You sign, and everything's back at the lender. It normally takes, our signings a lot of time take 45 minutes, an hour. On average, it's taking like 25 minutes to
That's
close.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I just wanted to see if I could drop something new.
Was this just for refis?
So I believe it's just for refis now in California.
Okay, because I just got done purchasing a home, purchasing and selling a home, and that's what I was like when I put my thumb up. I'm like, what about they do fingerprints?
Yeah, no, the notary is allowed to verify you over the computer now.
That's wild.
So in other states, they can do that for purchases. California is not there yet, but technology is cool, man. We're progressing as an industry as well, man.
It's amazing. Yeah, man. And after this, actually, I'm looking at a property in the Rosemont area.
I used to live there, man.
You used to live in Rosemont?
Yeah, man. Right after Sac State, man.
Let's go. Some of my favorite people live out there. Shelby lives out there. So,
nice.
But yeah, 5 minutes from Sac State, kind of pretty centrally located, not too far out, and it's a potential flip opportunity. Just closed one in my neighborhood, Garden of the Gods, and we tied neighborhood record, man. I mean, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home under 1,700 square feet, the highest sold before we sold ours was right around 6.25, and we purchased a home for $500,000, fixed it up, and we officially sold it about 2 weeks ago for $675,000.
Whoa!
So I had nothing brings me more happiness than being able to up the values in the neighborhood that I live in. And, hopefully we'll have some more on the horizon, but still a good time for if you can find deals out there at the right price.
Man.
Get in, good out. That's still my bread and butter. And hopefully I'll have another one after I go and view this property in the Rosemont area.
Love it, man. I'm telling you, there is opportunity. The headlines scare people away. The people who know what they're doing know that there's something available right now. Just believe it.
Love it. Well, before we transition, because we got Nate in the house. So are you mic'd up, Nate?
Yeah, I can't be.
All right. So we got to do this so that we have it on record, and then we can kind of go circle back to it.
Never know where you're going with this stuff.
Well,
man. I
we're
love
gonna
this.
we're gonna talk sports for like 3 or 4 minutes. I've always said this. I said, if you know Rene Jacques, because the S is silent. I've always said that your knowledge of basketball is greater than your knowledge for football, right? And I stand by that. So we're just gonna have.
I played basketball in college. I think that's an obvious statement. You went out on a limb there.
Such a jerk. So we're going to give some predictions
All
now
right.
before the NFL season kicks off.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
My prediction is
how
you're
many-
going to be last in fantasy football. Oh, that's not where we're going? Oh, sorry.
You're literally look me in the eyes when you're talking to the defending champ of the Golden Bay Fantasy Football League.
Oh,
No,
man.
don't look away. Pause. Defending. And by the way, I can't.
That was you?
That was me, bro.
Man, I didn't even notice.
And I'm the commissioner. By the way, you still need to Venmo me for
I
your.
still do. Because you're the commissioner, I haven't sent it.
And Cam Villa too. I'm not going to get Cam's money until like a week before the season ends.
Yep.
How many wins are the Las Vegas,
I'll
Los
take it.
Angeles?
I'll call them Oakland Raiders. How many wins?
How
are they gonna
many
have?
wins will the Las Vegas Raiders have this year?
You know I want to say a big number. I'm giving them 8. I hope I'm wrong.
That's a big number.
Oh, they've been solid. How many times have they been mediocre? That's their calling card.
Did you say they've been solid?
They've been mediocre, just barely missing the play. Being under 500. That's pretty regular.
I'm so confused right now. What's coming out of your mouth? They've been pretty good and mediocre are two different things. Let's just start there.
You said it's a big number. So
8 is a huge. So 8's not going to
8
make
and
the play.
9 is what that.
How many are there? 17 or 16?
17 now.
There's 17 games.
Your knowledge is questioned here.
How many games did the Raiders win last year? 5?
I don't know.
4?
Nate? No, I think it's more than that.
I think
it
they
was
only
7.
won like 4 or 5
My guess
games
is
last
7.
year, bro.
They didn't have no damn quarterback, so
So
4 and 13.
4 games.
4 and
Man,
13.
I was right. So
Mm.
you think they're going to double that number?
they got a running back now, man.
Oh, okay.
They got
All
a
right.
running back, and Gino's better than what we had.
Gino is, and it sounds like you just picked up a backup in
Mari Cooper came back.
Mark.
Oh, and then Pickett. My
Pickett.
bad. Pickett. Yeah, the backup quarterback. You said. My bad.
Remember who coached Pickett?
Tom
Coach Marion.
Marion. Oh yeah.
Crazy,
Yes,
huh?
Yes, I forgot about that.
My prediction is the Raiders will have 6 wins this year.
Yeah, I'll bet the over on that. I think they're getting more than that. It's
You
a
want
tough
to
division.
You want to bet me $100?
Yep.
All right, Nate. How many wins will the Raiders have this year?
8. Looking at the schedule, I think 8.
Okay, 8.
8.
We'll see.
Love taking Chris's money.
All right, now on my team, the San Francisco 49ers. Easiest schedule in the NFL.
6 wins. I'm just playing. I'm joking. Look at. I just want to see what y'all did.
There's not a team in the National Football League that has a more dangerous running back duo than Brandon Robinson and CMC. I get it. CMC's got to stay healthy. So is Robinson.
Mhm.
But it's been CMC that's been the hold your breath with the injuries.
No question.
Brock Purdy just signed his mega contract. We are having some issues with wide receiver staying healthy. So once that all gets ironed out, but I'm predicting 12 wins. So I'm going to say 12 wins for the Niners. What's your prediction?
10.
10.
10-7.
7.
The disrespect coming out of his mouth is wild.
How many did they win last year?
Last year was
Oh, last year you can't do that. Half the team was injured. I think last year we got 9 wins.
something like that. We had 6 wins last year. Wait, no, that's not.
That's not right. Really?
24-25?
Yeah.
You see, this is absolute evidence of when you think of your own team, how weird you always put more. How many? I thought
Last
we won
year, I
more
feel
games
like-
than we did.
Yeah.
We did the same damn thing.
Last year, I completely erased from my memory.
I know.
I agree with that. Like
I know.
once I knew how trash we were, I should have stopped paying attention. Not paying attention.
It was just sad.
it didn't stick in my.
So I'm saying 12. Renee's saying 10. What's your number?
I mean, our O line is a little rough right now too.
If you don't block for Purdy, it's gonna be curtains.
12.
Man, 12 is a lot of wins,
12
man.
is a
That's a
lot of
dominant
wins.
team.
We do have the easiest schedule in the NFL though. So.
That makes a difference.
It does.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
That
All
makes
right.
a difference.
And then we'll all just have fun with this before it starts. What's the Super Bowl prediction?
Oh man. Cleveland Browns are taking Shador Sanders. No, I'm just playing.
I think Shadur is really good.
I do too, man.
I don't even know what is going on. The fact that he's QB3, I don't know. I'm not going to say that I think he should be a starter this year, but I think QB3 is a little weird.
Yeah, man. It would be nice to see him in a place that actually it feels like they don't even want to see him succeed, to be honest.
Remember when you and I had I remember clearly when I was like Cam Ward, Shadur, and you were like Shadur.
I like Shador.
I know. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to see what happens with Cam Ward this year.
I mean, you would have never had me say Dylan Gabriel before him.
No.
Like, there's zero chance of that, and I still don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. So, Super Bowl prediction. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
You're going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers. Why are you laughing,
I
bro?
will think you're crazy for that.
I
Why
can't get
are
my
you-
hopes up anymore.
Man,
But
this is
continue. Go ahead.
This is why
I have to see what we look like.
if your older brother was sitting there, he wouldn't
No.
Theo would not have been laughing.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to throw it out there, okay? Best linebacker in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He's healthy. We got him.
Mm-hmm.
Top 3 tight end in the NFL. Maybe top 2, but
Mhm.
definitely top 3. We have him. He's healthy. If CMC's healthy, I think Ricky Pearsall goes off this year. I truly do, man. I think Ricky, when you have 2 dudes on the same team that have both been shot, that's some thug shit. I love it. The fact that we got Ricky and gang.
Oh,
So,
my
anyways,
God, that's
I think
dope.
I think Purdy goes off. It's going to be the 49ers versus the Bills.
Oh, see, you picked my AFC. I think the Bills get over the hump here.
Okay. So that's my prediction.
Oh, man. Who's coming out of the NFC? That definitely wouldn't be. What'd you say?
Is Baltimore
I can't
NFC?
think of it. No.
No, AFC.
Maybe the
It-
line.
I mean,
No, no,
my
you
top
can't
2
say-
picks are Baltimore and in the Bills, right? Like, I don't. I think the
too.
Chiefs are going in the wrong direction, but they proved me wrong many times. But I'm still not going that way.
Are we idiots for not saying the Eagles? Because I mean,
They bringing everybody back. Yeah,
They are.
I know. So
and I think that they have momentum. Their defense is really, really nasty, bro.
you know what was crazy? They obviously played so good down the stretch. It just never felt like they were the team last year.
I was
and they
waiting for
agree.
Jalen. I was waiting for Jalen to screw it up, and he didn't.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Saquon's a beast. Like,
I feel like I'm missing who's it? If we're thinking the Niners are second tier, I think we're silly not to pick Philly. I mean,
and then you have Detroit.
Yeah, you have the Lions.
The Vikings. I just don't
No,
see it. I don't see McCarthy on his first year.
no.
So there's
Who-
that.
Who are we missing?
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing
You
somebody.
got Sam Darnold playing for the Seahawks, right?
I'm a hater.
Why are you laughing?
Sam Darnold.
You're dude. I thought you were gonna get a Sam Darnold jersey last year.
What you mean?
You were big on Sam. But
I'm
yeah,
just saying he was balling. I couldn't believe it. Like,
I'm just gonna say low key. There's been a lot of chatter about the Seahawks being good.
Yeah, the Packers too,
Yeah.
but I don't see them.
Well,
as
let's stay
title
focused here.
contenders.
Who's your pick?
yeah, I mean, it got to be Philly and
Buffalo.
and Buffalo.
Nate.
I can't pick the Eagles, so I guess I agree with you then. Right? If I'm not gonna pick the Eagles, I have to go with the Niners because I don't see anybody else contending. Maybe the Lions,
So who's your AFC pick?
Baltimore. It's gonna be a
You think it's Lamar's year?
yeah, I do.
He is going to break through at some point, but that's the same thing with Josh, man. Both of them
Yeah,
need to do it.
I don't.
They're
Well,
too
it's not gonna
good.
be the Bengals, that's for sure.
Ooh, the Bengals are nice though, but I'm not going to put no money
I
on
can't,
them.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
You've heard it here.
Are the Rams done in your division?
I mean, geez, man. Matthew Stafford's like 47 years old, but he's good still.
He's
It's
still
the
good.
weirdest thing.
not like his runs.
I did my mock draft in one of my fantasy leagues, and it's in my keeper league.
Yeah.
And I have pick number 9,
Uh-huh.
and it had me basically my first draft pick. After the keepers was Devonte Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I would draft Devonte Adams in a fantasy league just because
Yeah.
Stafford
Yeah.
is still
Yeah.
kind of that guy. Devonte is nasty. The Rams are they're a unique team. They went pretty far last year.
That's why I asked. I want you. You're
Hold
talking
on.
about the Niners going to Super Bowl. I was like, yeah, it sounds. And you're talking. And the second thing you said was the Seahawks. So I'm like, is the Rams done?
I might have just had the biggest brain fart in the world real quick. Was the NFC Championship game the Eagles versus Rams? No.
I thought
it was
it was one
Eagles.
before,
Sorry,
no.
it was Eagles Commanders.
Yeah.
We just missed the Commanders.
Yeah. No, I think they were fluke last year. So I'm not.
You think the Commanders were a fluke?
I believe when somebody comes out of nowhere and has a great season, usually what happens is you can't repeat that. That's all that I'm saying.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
when you're at the end of games and just throwing Hail Marys and it's getting caught, I'm just saying you can't replicate what you did the year before.
Yeah, but
his sophomore slump is real.
He's what's his name, by the way? Josh Daniels?
Jaden
Jaden
Daniels.
down.
Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, in my opinion, is what Lamar should look like, if that makes sense. I guess what I'm saying is like Jaden can scramble. I mean, he was stacking rushing touchdowns last
Mhm.
year, but crazy accurate as a passer. I think the Commanders are the real deal. I had like a brain fart on that. We'll have to like circle back on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to.
I like them, and I'd be perfectly fine if there were. I'm just saying, you know me, I go off of trends, and that was so out of left field, and he played so perfectly, and you got to have a lot of luck going in the right direction as well. I'm just saying everything went their way, and it doesn't normally happen again. That's
Yeah.
all that I'm saying.
Who do you think is going to go further, the Commanders or the Rams?
Ooh. I think the Commanders are a better team.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Green Bay?
I love NFL.
Oh,
It's
it's
just-
back, baby.
It's just I feel like it's less predictable than
Yeah.
than
The
the NBA.
Uh-huh.
There's only one game in a playoff series.
Well, it's the injury thing too. The injury plays
Yeah.
such like you have injuries in NBA and Major League, but
Mhm.
like the injuries in NFL football is crazy. So it's kind of like what team can withstand the whole injury plague.
Yep.
And then you're right. You do have like just kind of like these one-offs where they can't repeat.
Yeah, who's
what-
going to be the surprise team this year? You know what I'm saying? That's always the
Yeah.
question. Somebody comes out of nowhere every single year. Who's going to be that team this year?
Yeah. All right, man. Good seeing you.
All right, y'all.
Out.